Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the Top 30. This is a comic book conversation that will be hands down guaranteed the best 30 minutes of your comic book day. And the reason it will be is because I have a very special guest joining me today. He really needs no introduction at all. You all know him, you all love him. It is Kevin757. Are you
Oh,
rubbing one out
hello
already? What are
there.
you doing?
Hello there.
Hi, Kevin757.
How's it going? Oh my gosh, Moneyball. It's an honor and a pleasure to be invited to this. I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
Okay. Well, we're off to a great start already, I think. But I was wondering if you could just take a few moments and just let everyone know who is the real underscore Kevin757.
The real Kevin757 is just an all around nerd, comic book collecting since I was a wee little lad, and a YouTube enthusiast. I would say a founding member of all kinds of different communities around the stratosphere, comic book sphere, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's just about me.
Awesome. And I think that as we go through this conversation, we're really going to peel back the layers and the onion that is Kevin757 here. And I think the first question that will help everyone understand who you are is the most important question. I think it's really the only question that matters, and that is direct or newsstand.
Ooh, that is a hot topic to be understood. I would like to give a politically correct answer, if I may, which is the only answer, which is direct, direct, direct. Only direct. Newsstands, okay. There's a little barcode. You could scan it. Whoop de doo. Direct is the best. It's got little artwork in there. It's got little, could be Easter eggs. And newsstand has none of that. It's all direct.
Okay, that is the correct answer, but I feel like you're telling me what I want to hear. You're not really answering it honestly, and I feel like this is already going to be an interesting conversation if you're just trying to suck up to the host. Let's move on from that one and really get into the truly hot topic. I do have some breaking news. It is a Moneyball Comics exclusive, not a store exclusive, but an exclusive for the show. And the topic is really the announcement is that I am ending my channel membership officially. And I wanted to have you on as a guest to really take a moment to let everybody know kind of what the status of my channel is and what my community is all about. And well, I'm sorry, I was making this about me. This is about you. This is your time. You're the guest. But you are a channel member. And it is one of the reasons I wanted to have you on was to kind of give everyone your perspective and share your perspective about being part of a community of comic book enthusiasts, comic book lovers, and maybe talk about your experience with comic book communities, maybe mine or even outside Moneyball Comics. As maybe you could also educate all of us and define what it is, what a true community is all about.
Gotcha. Well, first of all, I'm very sad that channel membership is ending. Ever since you first announced it, I was quick to jump on and allow you to have this platform. And I agreed with a whole bunch of things that you said. I loved your content and I wanted to be able to contribute in as little as possible. And that's just a channel membership. I know you had in the past other memberships that allowed for some spreadsheets and some cool stuff like that, which I gladly paid for because I too like spreadsheets. But now the community we had, the people that were in there, the members that kept winning all these prizes where I didn't win anything, it certainly was challenging on those giveaways that happened, seeing my name go round and round and always being skipped. But beyond that, being able to talk shop with people and banter back and forth about how we like these covers, or there's a great pressing job by so and so. Why is CGC screwing up? Why is CBCS the best as compared to PCX and all that kind of stuff? It's nice to be able just to banter back and forth, talk about comics. Other communities, like if you go to your LCS, you can talk to people like behind the bar, let's just say, all the owners or the workers, they're good to talk to. When you're fingering books, other people are around. It gets a little weird sometimes. And just being online to talk about it when your face is not in the, oh, you can't see me, face is not in front of the camera. It's nice. It's nice to be able to type it out and to have your questions answered, or your, funny little comments liked or starred, depending on how they do it on the YouTube comments. But it's a very sad day. It's a very sad day. I do appreciate everything that you did and gave us back, and I just wanted to help out as little as I can. And thank you for allowing me to do that.
Yeah, you're welcome, and I appreciate all of the little help that you did give me. It went nowhere. Let me just comment on it real quick. Just I really feel like it just makes more sense. Create all videos and put them public, and kind of get back to the basics. I think that just sharing comics, like you said, with other folks, sharing the process, and also just being transparent. And I think that that's part of became kind of a hypocritical thing where I was talking about honesty and transparency, and then I was hiding spreadsheet videos behind the channel membership. So it just felt weird and awkward, and I'm just gonna kind of return to basics. But the problem is now we have fully branched off of the main timeline, and we're creating all of these additional branches. I really don't want to deal with the variants of Kevin757. I can only handle one at a time. So I really think that it's time that we get back on to the sacred timeline, if that's okay with you.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
The sacred timeline.
All right, we're back. We made it. Now that we're back on the sacred timeline, you touched upon this as far as kind of who you are, but one thing that I don't really know enough about you is your start into comic book collecting. I would love if you could just take some time and talk about when you got started, how you got started, and then also maybe who specifically influenced you to return to the hobby.
Excellent. Well, I started collecting, like I said, when I was preteen, teenager, in through high school. This was back in the 1900s for all you young kids out there. Just going to the comic book, baseball card shop, anywhere where I could get it. Image had just started coming out, Spawn, the Max. I started collecting all of those. Before that, the Death of Superman. And before, it was like maybe one every other month I'd go in there. But then it got into a huge hobby, or even a habit, or too much. And I bought everything. I was buying everything left and right, running out of money. And probably about after graduating high school is when I got out of it. And I just put them all in a box in my parents' house. And it sat there for quite some time. And then my parents moved and they got rid of it. And my brother took that box and then sold all the comics. So now I don't even know what I had because I did not document it at that time. So that's a sad part, but I did get back into the hobby. I was watching a lot of YouTube, bantering with some friends back and forth, started talking about comics, and it happened to run across Moneyball Comics. And you are the influence that got me back into collecting and much more, as far as maybe restoration and a little cleaning up, that kind of stuff. Definitely was influenced by you.
Oh, okay. Well, I apologize. I've been called a number of different names over the years, especially by my acquaintances' spouses. I feel like they hate me more than my friends hate me. But bad influence is, what I've definitely been referred to as. So I apologize in advance to you and all your loved ones.
No, thank
But
you.
uh, it seems like there was a bit of a hiatus. First of all, like I say that word, but I don't even know what it means, honestly. I'm not sure what a hiatus is, clearly by definition. I just think it's a fun word to say. But was that your longest hiatus? And I think I understand why, but like maybe talk about maybe some different. And now, what is the plural? Is it hiati? Is it,
Mm,
I don't henshai? I'm not sure how you say the plural of hiatus, but
Homage. I think it's homage.
homage. Okay, fair
Homage
enough.
is plural.
What does hiatus mean to you? Like, or like, what's your longest hiatus? What are the reasons one would go on a hiatus?
The reasons were far and few between as far as taking a 30 plus year hiatus, as we like to call it. I just got out of it and it just got distracted and started doing other things. And then when I got back into the habit, or the hobby, I should say, habit's such a bad word. Back into the hobby, my longest hiatus, probably 6, 7 days. 6, 7 days for sure.
Okay, 6 to 7 days, not bad. But I want to know, does pre-ordering comic books count for or against a hiatus? Meaning, if you if you pre-order books on a date, does that end the hiatus, or does the hiatus end when you receive them?
Wow. I was not prepared for this question because I know that I believe that pre-ordering does not count against your hiatus.
Okay. So you could be on a 6 or 7 day hiatus, place a pre-order, and then the pre-order, takes 6, 8 weeks sometimes. So you could put yourself on it like an 8 week, but still order books.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree.
All right. Now, for pre-ordering though, part of pre-ordering is a term called final order cutoff. But I believe I've heard you talk about how you don't recognize FOC. Like, and I was wondering if you could explain what you meant about. I think most of us that do pre-ordering, we understand final order cutoff. It kind of speaks for itself. It's the last day that you place an order for books before the pre-ordering is closed. But you have told the community that you don't recognize FOC. What do you mean by that?
I don't recognize final order cutoff because I always order way in advance and I don't have to worry about this final order because I've already ordered it. And if I hadn't ordered it, I'll wait till the day it comes out and I'll buy the comic itself. So it really has nothing, means nothing to me.
It means okay, so you're ordering so far ahead of everybody else. Okay, so you're better than everyone is what you're saying.
I'm just saying that I have the insight of what I need to purchase prior to looking at final order cutoff lists.
All right. And so if you're so far ahead of the game, then I imagine you're pre-ordering a bunch of retailer incentives. And I was wondering if you could explain to not just the Moneyball Comics community, but all communities, why are retailer incentives the best comic books to collect?
Well, I don't pre-order any retail incentive.
Oh,
I'm a firm believer in actually buying it with the day it comes out. The retailer incentives to me, collection wise, have to do with the covers themselves. They're usually different. They give all different artists a chance to do something special or to do, a virgin cover or to do something that we just didn't see, like a spoiler, like Spider Boy comes out, something that you weren't expecting. And so I'd like to be able to see it the day it comes out and be like, yes, I want that. I'm going to purchase it. Now, granted, I probably miss out on quite a number of them that have raised in value quite a bit because I didn't pre order it like some other people do. But I
mm,
feel that it's just a really cool cover. And I'm into covers. And I find the retail incentives to be better than cover A, cover B.
okay. I feel like that's a personal attack against me. I struggle with retailer incentives. So, yeah, I probably need to follow your model more and just look at them on the day of. But kind of getting into more of the books that you collect.
Mhm.
To me, I feel like, and even as I look into your room on the video here, I feel like you are a niche collector, and one of the niches I have come to discover as we make the rounds in the communities is facial expressions. Uh, so particularly with Batman, and I was
Mm.
wondering if you could maybe explain this type of collecting because there's characters and titles, maybe even publishers. There's sort of these larger areas that typically, like people will say, I'm a Marvel person, but you claim to be like, I like Batman faces. You like maybe skeletons doing weird things and could you talk about some of your collecting niches, please?
Ab- yeah.
Explain it.
I know it's very eclectic and it's unique. I just like the way Batman is portrayed, doing and just these weird faces, or sometimes no face at all. It's it just struck me, and I'm like, I love this cover because Batman's doing this face, and it's like face, and then the skeletons that pop out. That could be a skeleton, just chilling right up here, just chilling, looking down upon you, or death coming at you. just doing these funny things. And I like those covers. I'm not a DC guy. I'm not a Marvel guy. I'm not an Image guy. I'm not a Boom Studio guy. I'm an absolute cover guy. I love the covers. I love the artwork. That is my main focus, what I collect when I collect it. I've got plenty of examples that I could show you, but you've already gone through them all because you keep buying them away from me.
Yeah. No, I don't want to see them. I'm not interested. What I am interested in is to see. I have also wondered, how do you actually keep your collection away from your loved ones? And I think we as collectors define that as like, how do we store our comics and how, but honestly, it's like, how do we disguise and camouflage our collection to make sure that nobody sees it or finds out that we collect comic books? And I was wondering if you could talk about how what is your storage like for
My
your.
storage is everywhere, and I want everyone to see it. I don't mind to people. I don't mind. I don't need to hide my comic. As you can see, I've got plenty of comic books. I'm in the middle of rearranging all my comic books too. I've got things. I've got my shop going on over here. I've
Is
got
that
a
what you
lot of
call
stuff going on.
is that what you call the mess? Is rearranging? Is that
Rearranging.
what?
I'm in the middle of rearranging
Huh.
when you
Okay.
asked me to be on here. So I figured, why not show off a couple little, comic books? But yes, I'm in the middle of rearranging my office.
Mm, yeah.
And I've got comic books all over the place because I'm reorganizing them because
Sure.
it used to be alphabetical. It's no longer alphabetical. It's how I feel about the book.
No,
It's
I'm
what my
gonna
heart.
borrow that. I feel like I could probably say like I'm rearranging the yard. I'm rearranging the trash cans. I'm rearranging my anything on my to-do list. That I love that. That's great. Because you can always just give off the excuse that no, I'm not living in the middle of a mess. I'm reorganizing. I love it.
Reorganizing. Yes, that's how
Great.
I store it.
Now, when you're going through your storage, I imagine, or sorry, when you're reorganizing
Thank you.
and finding books, I imagine that you did say that you're a cover lover. When you come across certain artists or covers, I'm sure that you have your favorites, and I would like to know, is Uncle Todd McFarlane, your favorite all-time comic book artist? And if so, please welcome my special guest. No, I don't have. I was going to freak you out. You are my special guest. I only do one at a time. I don't do tandems. So,
Gotcha.
is Uncle Todd the Todd Father your favorite all-time comic book artist?
Yes, he is. He's number one. There's Frank Miller. I love Frank Miller stuff, and all the new artists that actually I couldn't even name you because I'm not that driven off like of who actually did it. Peach Momoko. Gosh, I love her. Ultimate X-Men that she's doing right now is bloody fantastic. But cover book artists, absolutely Todd McFarlane. Is Conan, is
Mm,
Spider-Man, Spawn. I mean, Spawn basically like really solidified him being the greatest, the GOAT, as we like to call it in the biz. Yes, I wish Todd Father was here and I could thank him in person, but he's not. And so I will thank you through him.
yes, but I do have a surprise. I'd like you to welcome Todd McFarlane. No, I still don't have him. But I think what would be more interesting to me than having him on as a surprise guest for you of all people, I think that there's a lot of debates in comics: who's the best cover artist, who's the best interior artist, who's the best image artist, things like that. But one of the most controversial debates has to do with Venom's first cover appearance. Now, the controversy is that on ASM 316, which is arguably one of the greatest Spider-Man covers of all time, not just Venom covers, but just the 316 where Venom's like coming down on top of Spider-Man. That's the first cover appearance, but there are some people in the community that believe that ASM 315 is the first cover, the one where he's just got the little floating head. And I was wondering if you could maybe set the record straight for everyone and let everyone know, is Amazing Spider-Man 315 or 316 the first cover appearance of Venom?
This one is easy. It is 315, hands down, no doubt about it. You see Venom on the cover. He's on the cover. Tell me you
Okay.
don't see Venom. Show me on the cover where Venom isn't on 315.
But like a severed head, a floating head, that's a cover appearance?
Yeah, why
Isn't
not?
it a
It could be
cameo
hiding
cover?
behind a
Or
curtain. You don't
partial
know.
partial body? Like
Yeah.
his head's not even
It
attached to the head.
says, literally says Venom. on it, and it shows a picture
No,
of
but
Venom
the word Venom. So now letters is the first appearance.
along with this picture. That's his first cover,
Okay,
hands down.
I want to move on. I don't like your answer. So looking behind you, it looks like you've got a nice shop back there. Do you press your own comic books?
I do, yes. You got me into pressing, and I studied what
Oh
you
no.
did, changed a couple different things. But
You
yes, I do.
changed a couple things, like you actually press them correctly?
There's a whole lot of trial and error to going with pressing books, and
Yeah,
I do press my own books. I'm not I'm not the best. I'm not going out there saying, "Hey, send me your books. I'll press them. I'll guarantee 9.8." I'm not even going to guarantee I'll get anything because I got a lot of lower than 9.8s for sure. And it's still a matter of, like I said, trial and error. I've got some books lined up in the shop that I'll be hitting up next, and I'm trying my best using different techniques. It's fun. It is fun. What's got me more into comic book collecting is being able
yeah.
to press these comics and to make them look really good, make them present well, and sometimes get a grade bumper.
Now you mentioned techniques. Are you using the BLED or BLED method?
Bled.
I feel like I see your tank back there. Have you tried this, and why does it not work?
I have tried it. I've tried it on about a dozen or so comics, and it does work. It does work. I am by no means even an amateur at it. I am pretty much just trying my best, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. It takes stains out. I'm not trying to get bone white here. I'm not trying to
Whoa.
take, something to be so gleamingly white that it's going to
Yeah,
get a 9.9. I'm just trying to take some stains away, trying to take
right.
some discoloration. There could be moisture damage. I can usually take that out. Sometimes rust gets in there. I can usually get that out too. But I haven't submitted any books that I have actually used the blue LED method on yet.
So you haven't submitted. So you haven't put them under a blue light and submitted them to CGC. Is what you're saying? Have you submitted any comics to CGC?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Not many. Not
No.
many. I like the Rawls like so much better than actual slabs. I appreciate the slabbing. I appreciate the
Right.
unboxing. I like to see your reaction when you open that up to see what grade it is. I couldn't hold off. I'd look and see what the grades got before I even got the box because I'd want to know what the grade is.
Yeah, and you
But
you can't read a slab. You can't open the slab. I mean, you could crack a slab, but you can't. I mean, I like to read the barcode, and I like to read Venom on the front cover for all my first appearances. And now I'm going to reorganize my entire collection so that anything with letters on it, I'm going to go in and create my own key database to say first appearance of the letters Venom on a book, and I'm going to completely just reorganize and rearrange my entire collection. So I really appreciate this knowledge that you're dropping. So thank you. Yeah, this is
hey,
great.
I drop knowledge whether CGC says it's going to be that way.
Do you think, speaking of CGC, do you think they have enough signature series events? Can we use more? Like, do we need one like maybe every hour?
For a while there, it seemed like every other day they were announcing another signature series event. And it was hilarious because everyone and their mother was getting a signature event. And I couldn't keep up. I wanted to send books in to everyone, but it was going to be a little expensive. Little
Yeah,
expensive. So I wish
yeah,
CGC would just cut it down just a tiny bit.
right.
But it's still exciting to know that some people have special books that they truly love that they could send away and have Todd McFarlane or Frank Miller or Chris Claremont. All those guys could sign it for a minimal fee.
Minimal, yes, because it is
Nominal.
quite
How about we
it's
say nominal fee?
yeah, they wouldn't do that. It is expensive, and I know that you would probably rather save your money for a Grail. And I was wondering if you had like a well, there are comic book community Grails, and then there are personal Grails, and I think I'll accept either from you. But if you could own a Grail, which one?
Uh wow. I have a I'll do my top 30 list. How about that? Actually,
Oh,
I'll just give
okay.
you two. There's really two: Hulk 181 and Amazing Spider-Man number 300. Those are two books I don't have yet.
Okay.
I know
Now,
you
did
probably
you
don't
used
have
to have
Hulk.
them, but your brother threw them out? Is that what it was?
Probably sold them. I
Yeah,
probably had 300. I
makes sense.
swear on everything that is holy that I had 300.
Absolutely. I'm sure you did. Now, Hulk 181, it is the first appearance of Wolverine because I think it says Wolverine on the cover, right? Or somewhere or no, it's Hulk's first appearance because it says Hulk. I forget. But your top 5 all-time favorite characters are Wolverine, Spider-Punk, and then I forget the rest.
Oh man, Spawn. I'm still a big, huge Max fan. I love the Max. It was great, even though they
Nice.
printed 8 bazillion copies of his comics.
Yeah.
Batman
But
is
he
awesome.
was the character that had basically like middle fingers. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. Spider-Man. I know you got Spider-Punk is awesome. Love him. It's just one of those niche things
Yeah.
that I enjoy, and I guess everyone else enjoys.
I love that.
Doom. How could you
Yep.
not love
6.
Doom? Doom,
Yeah.
Doom, Doom. Doom all the way around. I can't wait for him to show up in a movie, which is
Yeah.
never going to show up in any movie.
Okay. So that's 6. Thank you for your accuracy there. One of the characters that you didn't talk about was the lady in red. And I wanted to know this too, because I wouldn't say that collecting a title is niche, but you seem to you failed to use this word earlier, and I think it does describe you as a collector. So I'll use it because I'm not afraid. I believe that you obsess over Department of Truth, almost to the point that I worry about you. And I was wondering what about it is drawing you to this obsession with trying to collect not just every issue, but every variant of every issue.
Correct. I've got my little list that I have about which ones I need to collect and second printing, third printings. I have that. The lady in red I see in the background. I think you did it specifically for me. Um,
Oh yes.
I love her, and I just want to have every single cover that there has ever been made. Now, a couple of them are pretty pricey, and so those are going to be personal grails to get through. But I
Okay.
do have a long way to go because I think there's at least like 40 to 50 of titles in like
Yeah.
number 1, number 2, and
Right.
number 3 each. So it's going to take a while. I love the artwork on it. I love the story. I love everything about it. And it just seemed like, one of those niche obsessions that I get obsessed with. It's
Yeah.
what I do.
I'm glad that you're comfortable using that word because another thing you obsess over are store exclusives. You mentioned earlier that you do nothing but pre-order retailer incentives. You get every 1 in 100 that's out there, and also I think you mentioned that you every time a store exclusive drops, you have to have it. Do you have favorite store exclusive artists or really anything like what are your favorite types of exclusives?
I don't necessarily have any favorite artists per se for exclusives. J. Scott Campbell is pretty darn good. He does a lot of cool stuff. The store itself, 616 Comics, they put out a ton of good stuff. But I don't necessarily have favorite stores that I go after. It's just a feeling if I see the comic and I see the cover, and
Right.
if I have a feeling that I need to have it, then I try and go out and buy it.
Okay. It sounds to me like again, you're trying to cover up, like you've admitted that you're hiding your collection from your family and that you have these weird pockets of the community and your collection that you obsess over. And you said you don't have any favorite stores, but I think you're completely lying. And this channel is nothing but about honesty and transparency. And I would like for you, consider this kind of an intervention for you. I want you to reveal your honey hole.
Oh man, I have several honey holes per se. If we're thinking about it, my go-to is Lone Star Comics, which not many people know about, which is also called my comic shop. I use that almost 85% of the time when I'm buying comics. Hip Comic is another honey hole, but that's turning into everyone's honey hole lately. But my comic shop is generally my go-to as far as where to buy, when to buy, setting up a want list, getting notifications when they get a very fine or better copy of a certain book, like ASM 316, let's just say, in the first full cover appearance of Venom.
The first and only first. Now, again, I feel like the point of being a guest on my show is that this is a safe space so that you can be honest and you're really holding back. So if you won't talk to us about your honey hole, will you at least show me yours?
I will absolutely love to.
Then let's see it. I
I
mean,
couldn't
don't.
just show you one though. I
Oh
had to
my!
show you
I
multiple.
just I wanted, yeah,
I
just
wanted
one.
to
Oh
just
my! What is
throw
this?
these out there, and yeah, the
Wow, the
white,
full set.
the full, all four. Look at
Yeah.
that gray 9.0. Let me tell you, 9.0 is the new 9.8. It's the new 9.9. What can I say? 9.0 is the way to go. If you don't have a 9.0, what really are you?
Wow, tremendous. Now, aren't those supposed to be on the way to get Frank Miller to sign his name on it? But
Right after this show, they're getting
right
wrapped up.
after, we're going
Yeah,
to submit it
yeah.
right after. All right. Well, I think that a lot of these questions, the answers were quite revealing, and I think shocking as well. But I think it's time to get into some rapid fire to continue to dive into the really odd and dark depths of you and your comic book collecting. Are you sitting down? Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
All right, let's get into rapid fire. All right, here we go. Sad Batman or happy Batman?
Sad Batman for sure.
Uh, homage. Is it pronounced homage or homage?
Homage.
Now, this one, you said Lone Star, but I think everyone kind of knows it as My Comic Shop. So, My Comic Shop or Things from Another World?
MCS all the way.
Rusty Staples or moisture damage?
Now,
What is your favorite destructive defect to a comic
uh,
book?
anytime I see rusty staples in a description, I have to look further into this book to see what kind of rust is on there, and I usually put bids on rusty.
Right.
It's another niche.
Yeah, every time I see Rusty Staples makes me want to vomit. All right. Arizona Diamondbacks or San Diego Padres?
San Diego Padres for life.
All right. The best Jackson. Merrill, Churio, Holiday, Michael, or Action?
Wow, Action Jackson, man, you can't beat it.
Dublin, London, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, Portland, or San Diego?
Wow. If I can't take all the above, I'm gonna go London, London, London for
Okay.
sure.
I like it. I like asking you these questions with no context to it. I think that's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. David Bednar or Aroldis Chapman?
David Bednar is the closer for the Pittsburgh Pirates. There is no question about it. He got another save the other day. He got 2 saves. He also gave up 18 runs in like 14 pitches or something like that the other day too. But David Bednar.
All those numbers makes you sound so smart. That's great. Transformers or GI Joe?
Oh, oh wow. GI Joe. Yeah.
Cooktop or oven?
Uh these are rapid fire. Uh I can get by with a cooktop only. Yeah, cooktop.
Yeah, I should have said the most crucial appliance in your kitchen, but so I don't know if that's right or wrong. 9.0 or 9.8?
Where'd this come from? 9.0.
David Nakayama or somebody else?
I'll take DNA all day long.
And since you didn't reveal your honey hole, I'm going to expose your honey hole to everyone else. Comic Monster or Infinity Comics?
Oh man. Yeah.
You got this.
Oh,
You can do it.
Comic
Okay.
Monster.
Your favorite Peloton instructor?
All of them. Sam Yo is awesome. Ben Aldis is awesome. Olivia is okay, but yeah, all of them. All but yeah, Sam Yo
Yeah, Olivia will destroy you. And the last, Horde or Alliance?
for the Horde.
Awesome, Kevin. Well, you've been a good sport, but we're out of time.
Ah,
So I really appreciate it. We are officially in the end game.
We're in the end game now.
And I wanted to just take a moment to thank you for being a good sport. Thank you for being here. Thank you for representing not just the Moneyball Comics comic community, but I think the greater comic book community. I think that you really are the true representation. You physically manifest the comic book community. It kind of just pours out of you, out of every orifice. And I think that there's so much to learn from you and so much knowledge that you've shared here that I can't thank you enough for being on the show, and would love to have you back again sometime down the road.
But you're very welcome. I want to thank you for getting my interest piqued in comic book collecting again. Like I said, it was through you, through your influence, that I got back into the game, and I'm extremely happy no matter what people in my family might say. Just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you, Kevin757. I'll see you at the community mixer.
I'll see you there.
Yes, that was him, the amazing Kevin757. I think once and for all, clearly defining all things related to the comic book community, particularly that first appearance of Venom on Amazing Spider-Man 315, it sounds like. So, make sure that as you're watching this, go out and buy all of those 315s and sell all of your 316s, because once Kevin757 kind of says something, the community reacts appropriately. And you don't want to be left out. You don't want to FOMO over ASM 315. Thank you, Kevin757, for being a guest. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Happy collecting, and see you next time. It's my fault for trying to be too clever. Shut up, and we'll do it live. If we deal with
and it's
pre yeah, and if and so maybe like how okay, that's not bad. Six to 7 day hiatus. I like that. Hold on one second. I'm missing, it must have been when I restarted. I'm missing like a bunch of these. Sorry. There's is
so
he's trying to hurt him. Looking
yeah. They
it
but it's, I couldn't.
All right, Dublin. Hold on, my camera froze. Hold on. How do I fix this now? I can't end it here. Hold on. Oh, I gotta force close this. So dumb.
I am a floating head. This question. This is.
I cannot get the camera to work. Let me see if I can close the browser and come back. Hang in there. Well, and if it ends the recording, we'll just pick it up. We got like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Be right back. I hope the recording is still going on. Okay. And then
shows it's still recording. So
my Roomba's smacking against the door now. It's embarrassing. I'm going to shut it off. Can you hear it?
No.
Let's just go with it. Okay. All right.
Comic monster.
I really just you sort of all right, I'm gonna boot you from the stage and do some lame wrap up, and then I think we both have to bail. So
word.